This is just a brief video explaining how to fill out the Specialised Curriculum Humanities Route Choices form. So by now you should have received the letter, and on the letter it explains that you are doing the Humanities route along with a link to the online Google form to complete to select your choices. The best way to access this is if you click on the link, that should take you there. But sometimes, for various reasons, people may want to try copy and pasting that into a search tab and going that way, or alternatively just typing into the address and following the link that way. When you go onto the choices form, what you'll see is a document that looks a little bit like this. Now there's some key information that we ask everybody to fill in so that we have the right information for the right child, and I'm going to talk you through that now. So the first thing that you'll need to do is to write in your email address. You'll get a confirmation email to confirm that you have submitted your choices after the form is complete, and it will get sent to the email address that you've nominated. So we ask that you fill that in there. The next thing that we ask you to do is to fill in the full details of your child. And then you make sure you clearly indicate by clicking on the arrow which form your child is in. That will make sure that we have all the correct information when allocating subjects for your child. The next thing that you will need to do is you'll need to select the humanities subject that you'd like to study. So you do that by selecting the arrow, and you need to choose history or geography. In this selection, you do not need to select a second preference. The second part of the form is you'll be asked to select a creative, practical, or alternative qualification. So you click the arrow again, look down, there are a range of subjects that you're able to select. Now, unfortunately, we may not be able to give everybody their first choice, so we ask in the creative, practical, alternative qualification, you'll also select a second preference. So if you're unable to get, for instance, your NCFE level 1 or 2 technical award in sport, what would you like to do instead? So I've selected creative iMedia, to give you an example. The next part of the form is to select your other open choices. So you will need to select 2 first choice subjects and 2 second preferences for the reasons I've explained before. So you may select in this one art and design, but please be aware that in your second subject, if you do select art and design, you will not be able to select something like photography or art textiles because they're very similar qualifications. So you may want to, for instance, select something like sociology as your second option. Then you follow the same process, so you'll select your second preferences in case we're unable to allocate those. And again, you will try and select something that perhaps you haven't selected to do before. So for instance, if you're unable to get GCSE art or GCSE photography, maybe you want to do something like art, design, textile. And then at the bottom, there is an opportunity for you to write a short, concise message about any other key information that you would like us to be aware of when allocating subject choices. Once you've finished, then go back, check it, make sure that you've selected the correct choices and that you haven't accidentally clicked on something by mistake. And once you're happy that you've done that for your first choices and your second preferences, then you click the submit button. Once that's submitted, we'll be able to collate it and start looking at allocation of choices, and you'll get an email to confirm that you've completed the form.